Hello learners, welcome to English class. Today we are going to learn Mahatma Gandhi's life history and his contribution to the nation, his personal experiences. Welcome to General English 3rd semester, Unit 1, Prose Lesson 1, lesson name Shyness My Shield, written by M.K. Gandhi. Let us look at Mahatma Gandhi's autobiographical details. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, 1869-1948, popularly known as Mahatma Gandhi or Bapuji, was a great leader of the national freedom struggle of India. Mahatma Gandhi is known for his strict adherence to truth, his campaign for human rights, and for championing the philosophy of non-violence. Qualities of Mahatma Gandhi, a man of truth. His writings are deeply imbued with honesty and fearless self-examination. We can see his fearless self-examination in his autobiography, My Experiments with Truth. His life and teachings inspired many important leaders and socio-political movements. The present lesson is taken from My Experiments with Truth, his autobiography, and a wonderful record of all his success, failures, strengths, and failings. This essay reveals a deeply human side of Gandhi, narrating his fear of public speaking and his attempts at overcoming his chronic shyness until he is able to conquer his fears and convert his biggest weakness into his strength. Before we go to the actual lesson, let us look at pre-reading activities. In the pre-reading activity, we would like to see qualities of an introvert, qualities of an extrovert. What are the qualities of an introvert? An introvert is a good listener. He listens to people's voice constantly, though he doesn't talk much. An introvert feels alone in a crowd. Though he is in a group of people, he doesn't talk much. He feels alone in a crowd. An introvert is unable to express his or her ideas in the public instantly. Thoughts go inside. He doesn't express very freely. Qualities of an extrovert. He likes to communicate by talking, instantly expresses his or her opinion, likes to talk about thoughts and feelings, enjoys being at the center of attention. You imagine or you think yourself whether you are an introvert or an extrovert. Sometimes we have both qualities, an introvert qualities and an extrovert qualities. Then we call an ambivert. We can call that ambivert. In the society, we find most of them are ambivert. What is the meaning of an ambivert? Having the qualities of introvert and an extrovert are called ambivert. Now, let us look at the second question in the pre-reading activity. What personal characteristics of yours would you consider your biggest weakness? Steps you have taken to overcome this weakness. It is an introspective question. I have taken the common phenomena, that is shyness. Every human being, majority of the human beings have this weakness, shyness. How to overcome this weakness? We can overcome this weakness, gradual movement with large crowd of people, expressing opinion clearly to all the people. And we have a number of methods we can overcome this weakness by following it. Maybe how this weakness can be helpful This weakness helped to take decisions meticulously, work more and talk less, and concentrate on the targets. So, this type of questions will be asked in an organization where you are going to apply for the post. It is an introspective question where we see that in this way we can get answers. And here also students, you think of yourself, what is your weakness and how you want to overcome that weakness, how you want to use that weakness for your personal benefit. Have a look and write it in your notebook. It will be useful. Now students, we are going to enter the lesson, listening section. Under this heading, I am going to read lesson. Listen to me carefully, and after that we will discuss what it is given in the lesson. The lesson begins. I was elected to the executive committee of the Vegetarian Society and made it a point to attend every one of its meetings, but I always felt tongue-tied. Dr. Woolfield once said to me, "You talk to me quite all right, but why is it that you never open your lips at a committee meeting? You are a drone." I appreciated the banter. The bees are ever busy. The drone is a thorough idler. And it was not a little curious that while others expressed their opinions at these meetings, I sat quite silent. Not that I never felt tempted to speak, but I was at a loss to know how to express myself. All the rest of the members appeared to me to be better informed than I. Then it often happened that just when I had mustered up courage to speak, a fresh subject would be started. This went on for a long time. Meantime, a serious question came up for discussion. I thought it wrong to be absent and felt it cowardice to register a silent vote. The discussion arose somewhat in this wise. The president of the society was Mr. Hills, proprietor of the Thames Iron Works. He was a Puritan. It may be said that the existence of the society depended practically on his financial assistance. Many members of the committee were more or less his proteges. Dr. Allinson of vegetarian fame was also a member of the committee. He was an advocate of the then new birth control movement and preached its methods among the working classes. Mr. Hills regarded these methods as cutting at the root of morals. He thought that the vegetarian society had for its object not only dietetic but also moral reform, and that a man of Dr. Allinson's anti-Puritanic views should not be allowed to remain in the society. A motion was therefore brought for his removal. The question deeply interested me. I considered Dr. Allinson's views regarding artificial methods of birth control as dangerous, and I believed that Mr. Hills was entitled as a Puritan to oppose him. I had also a high regard for Mr. Hills and his generosity, but I thought it was quite improper to exclude a man from a vegetarian society simply because he refused to regard Puritan morals as one of the objects of the society. Mr. Hill's views regarding the exclusion of anti-Puritans from the society was personal to himself, and it had nothing to do with the declared object of the society, which was simply the promotion of vegetarianism and not of any system of morality. I therefore held that any vegetarian could be a member of the society irrespective of his views on other morals. This is the lesson. Here you have listened to the topic. Let us move to the first. Mahatma Gandhi was elected to the executive committee of the Vegetarian Society. He was elected to the executive committee of the Vegetarian Society. He was a vegetarian. He supported vegetarianism and he joined the Vegetarian Society. He was elected to the executive committee of the Vegetarian Society. He always felt tongue-tied in the meetings as a executive member of the Vegetarian Society, he needed to attend many meetings. He attended, but he felt tongue-tied in the meetings. What is the meaning of tongue-tied? Unable to speak in the meetings. Dr. Woolfield once said to Mahatma Gandhi, "You talk to me quite all right, but why is it that you never open your lips at a committee meeting? You are a drone." He commented on Gandhi's behavior. "You talk to me very well. You are a very good speaker, but you didn't talk in the meetings. Why? You are a drone." Here, drone refers, it's a thorough idler, whereas bees are ever active. And even Gandhi tried to speak in the meetings. Whenever he tried to speak in the meetings, the meeting was over. He gathered his courage to speak, the meeting was over. Gandhi felt other members were well informed than him. He felt in that manner. Let us move to second paragraph. In the second paragraph, it is given that there was a clash between the two people, Mr. Hills and Dr. Allinson. Let us look at these two people. First one, Mr. Hills. Mr. Hills was the proprietor of the Thames Iron Works. He was a Puritan. He extended financial assistance to the members of the Vegetarian Society. Majority of the members were his proteges. The meaning of protege is disciple, follower. He was a staunch supporter of Puritanism. Gandhi had a adoration. He respected Mr. Hills. And another one is Dr. Allinson. He was also a member. He advocated of the then New Birth Control movement. New Birth Control movement. It was against the Puritanic views. Mr. Hills believed anti-Puritanic views should not be allowed to remain in the society. Those were the anti-Puritanic views. So Mr. Hills wanted to exclude, to remove from the Vegetarian Society. Gandhi held that any vegetarian could be a member of the society irrespective of his views on other morals. Why should we remove Dr. Allinson from the Vegetarian Society based on his birth control movement preachings? And he had a respect on both of them. He wanted to express his opinion, but he was unable to express. That's what it is given in the second paragraph. Now, let us look at some important words and its meaning. Tongue-tied, too shy or embarrassed to speak, unable to speak. Banter, playful and friendly exchange of teasing remarks, a comment like that. Mustard, gather, collecting. Protege, disciple, student. These are the few words which we have to learn and remember and use it in our day-to-day life. Let us review what we have learned. Dr. Woolfield calls Gandhi a drone. What does he mean by referring to him thus? The drone is a thorough idler. Mahatma Gandhi was silent in the meetings. He did not talk anything in the meetings, so he was compared as a drone. What school of thought did Mr. Hills subscribe? Mr. Hills subscribed to Puritanism. Mr. Hills was a Puritan. Mr. Hills thought that the Vegetarian Society had for its object not only dietetic but also moral reform. Mr. Hills helped many members of the Vegetarian Society. Thanks for listening, and we will continue in the next video.